जय विश्वपाद परमहंस परिव्राज आचार्य स्तोत्र शिष्यमान कृष्ण कृपा सिंधु सी भक्ति गोस्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद अनंत कोटि वैष्णव ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to the Supreme Devotees, all glories to the Supreme Devotees, all glories to the Supreme Devotees. Glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Glories to Shri Guru. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. भगवते वासुदेव। नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भारतसेवया भगवती तमश्लोके भक्ति high five. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 24, entitled Renunciation of Kadamba. Text number 6. तस्यां बहुतिथे काले भगवान् मधुसूदनः काव्यं वीर्यमापन्नो तस्यां बहुतिथे काले भगवान् मधुसूदनः काव्यं वीर्यमापन्नो यज्ञेऽग्निरिवदारुणी तस्यां बहुतिथे काले
तस्यां बहुतिथे काले भगवान् मधुसूदनः काव्यं वीर्यम् आपन्नो यज्ञे कीर्तिवदारुणी तस्यां बहुतिथे काले भगवान् मधुसूदनः काव्यं वीर्यमापन्नो तस्यां बहुतिथे काले भगवान् मधुसूदनः काव्यं वीर्यमापन्नो
बहुतिथे काले Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Madhusudana, the killer of the demon Madhu, Kardamam, of Kardamam, Veeryam, the semen, Apannaha, entered, Jagye, he appeared, Agnihi, fire, Iva, light, Dharmi, input. Translation and purport by one grace is after many years, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Madhusudana, the killer of the demon Madhu, having entered the semen of Kardama, appeared in Devahuti, just as fire comes from wood in a sacrifice. Purport. It is clearly stated here that the Lord is always the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although he appeared as the son of Kardama. Fire is already present in wood, but by a certain process, fire is kindled. Similarly, God is all pervading. He is everywhere. And since he may come out from everything, he appeared in his devotee's semen. Just as an ordinary living entity takes its birth by taking shelter of the semen of a certain living entity, the Supreme Personality of Godhead accepts the shelter of the semen of his devotee and comes out as his son. This manifests his full independence to act in any way, and it does not need some type of move. Lord Nrsimha appeared from the pillar of Hiranyakashipu's palace. Lord Varaha appeared from the nostril of Brahma. And Lord Kapila appeared from the semen of Kardama. But this does not mean that the nostril of Brahma, or the pillar of Hiranyakashipu's palace, or the semen of Kardamuni is a source of the appearance of the Lord. The Lord is always the Lord. Bhagavan Madhusudana. He is a killer of all kinds of demons, and he always remains the Lord, even if he appears as the son of a particular devotee. The word Kardamam is significant, for it indicates that the Lord had some devotional affection or relationship in devotional service to Kardama and Devahuti. But we should not mistakenly understand that he was born just like an ordinary living entity from the semen of Kardamuni in the womb of Devahuti. Om Jnanatimidasya Jnanam Janashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Krishna Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kamayam Tadati Swadharikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Radha Shri Guru Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sarvatra Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sarvagana Shri Vishakamanischa Namo Krishna Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswate Namaste He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagapate Krishna Gopinath Bhaktakanchana Gaurani Radhe Rameshwari Namaste Vanchakalpataruscha Kripasindhureva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shivasari Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama. After many, many years, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Madhusudana, the killer of the demon Madhu, having entered the schema of Kardama, appeared in view of the king, just as fire comes from wood in a sacrifice. Hare Krishna. For the opportunity to share your thoughts on the words of Srimad Bhagavatam. We see here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada never tires or loses any opportunity to repeatedly, constantly, emphatically emphasize how the Supreme Personality of God, Godhead, is a person. And is full of all wonderful qualities based on the foundation of love, loving relationship. Yes, there's one sentence mentions here. The word Kardamam is significant, for it indicates that the Lord had some devotional affection or relationship, devotional service with Kardamam and Devhuti. Ultimately, every living entity, being part and parcel of Krishna, has all the qualities, a minor quality of Krishna. And that nature is manifested as to love and be loved. It's full of the heart, full of affection, full of love. And that love is not a noun, it is an active verb. There is sweet loving exchanges, reciprocation. And being part and parcel of Krishna, but having turned away from him since time immemorial, and having come into this material world, a living entity desperately in every thought, in every word, in every action, in every interaction with things, with people, with situations, is simply seeking that unlimited and eternal love. Every soul needs unlimited love and eternal love. But no one and nothing in this world can actually give us that unquenchable, unlimited, eternal love that we are seeking. And therefore the Lord comes in this material world, as we explained. Sambhavami, Yugi, appearing as an ordinary person. Avijānitimān mukha āmshritamās parambhāva vijānantu bhūta Mahaishwar. So whether he appears, he's there. Annamprastha, Paramahansa, Yoga, Krishna is there everywhere. Where is he not? Through his energies. He just manifests. Whether it is through nostrils of Lord Brahma in the form of Varaha, or through a pillar, to extinguish mischievous nature of Hiranyakashipu, or through the sperm virya of Kadamba. He just comes. That's why Krishna said, Janma Karmachini. It's very interesting. There are only 5 words. Janma, Karma, Cha, Me. Me, not me, Krishna. Divya. So only these 5 words. Janma, Karma, Cha, Me, Divya. Evam Yoveti Tattvadah. If you understand it in essence, in truth, in its holistic nature. You don't have to take birth in this material world again, you will not be useless. So simple. Just only 5 words. Should know as it is. That's why it should be as it is. Not what you think it to be, or not what you want it to be. So, Krishna comes to actually demonstrate so there is description and simultaneously there is description of how even we are actually souls who are seeking that. His Holiness Divanagari Swami Maharaj, in a series of lectures in Ukraine, series about 5 lectures, which was eventually brought up in a small booklet, mentions this principle so very beautifully. He says, everyone here, bhakti is all about emotions, feeling, rasa. It's about rasa. Rasa means juice. Rasa is very, very fluid. Rasa nāve. Bhagavad knows rasa nāve. Kedam chetan chetan kapunna kapujjula rasa. So bhakti is pure. The opulence of the highest loving exchanges, purest loving exchanges, unlimited, eternal loving exchanges between the Lord and the devotees and between the devotees. And everyone in everything that they do through, whether they know it or not, are looking for this love, loving emotions. So in this world, in forgetfulness of Krishna, they try to seek that relationship in the Trigunamayi atmosphere. What a passion, goodness, ignorance. But unfortunately, as it has been designed by Krishna, to call it completely disappoints moha. You have a desire, thinking that if not this thing will give me, this individual will give me, this situation will give me. But he has beaten up again and again. You know? And somehow Brahmanda Bhavite, in this way, seeking from the highest planet down to the lowest, having suffered everywhere, is by some, great good fortune. If somehow we come to understand this science of Krishna consciousness, bhakti, bhava, then we find such a relief. It's like walking in a hot desert and suddenly coming into the AC room. I was in Bahrain, dispensary, there is a tree of life. And in the middle of the desert, there is a tree. There is practically no grass or one big tree. So they came for centuries. And from there, I'm walking back again to shores. So far. Somebody walked into that. How to make oil and the museum. It was the AC. Such a beauty. But, and sometimes we think we are satisfied. We found relief. But if we continue to simply seek relief here and still having hopes outside anywhere for fulfillment of our deep emotional needs, the original need of the soul, we can't sustain in our devotional souls. So we have to find emotional fulfillment in Krishna consciousness. Param Drishwa Rasavarjam Rasavrasya Vishaya Vinyatam Niraharasati. Okay, we are convinced that there is no rasa there. We are intellectually convinced, but heart is still there. While we are intellectually convinced there is rasa here, but the heart has not been found. And therefore, this situation is it's like walking through a long, dark tunnel. If we want to continue in Krishna consciousness, want to speak of progressing and really find satisfaction, fulfillment in life, in devotional life, we need to actually develop that spiritual deep emotions in Krishna and things related to Krishna. So, Devanand Swami Maharaj says, we believe in Krishna But right now we have not developed our feelings for Krishna. In Chopati temple, Radha Gopinath Mandir, every day one old man comes. He must be about 80, 82 now. He's a very good friend of mine. I learned a lot from him. You just walk in and he has this 27 wala mala. He does this. 24 hours he keeps on doing that. And then he comes, and whenever he meets me, suddenly he comes and whispers something in my ear and goes. So one day, the darshan opened, Govinda prayers were going on, and I was looking, and suddenly he came and told a sutra. Every time he speaks some, Vedanta sutra types. He just says, go away, that's all. He said, and I looked at him. हम उनको मानते हैं, पर उनकी नहीं मानते. And he left. And the whole day I was thinking, क्या बोल के दिया यार? हम उनको मानते हैं, but उनकी नहीं मानते. So, intellectually we are convinced, but our heart is not fulfilled yet. Savai pumsam paro dharma. Dharma means the natural constitution of Vishnu. Savai pumsam paro dharma. What is that? Yato bhakti adhokshaje. And for that bhakti to be really jayatma suprasedati, if it's really satisfied, what is the proof that you are satisfied? What is the proof that one person is satisfied? Anything you offer him, nothing, please. Anything. Dhanam, janam, sundari. Mat sevaya pratitante salokyadi chatushtayam nechanti sevaya purna kutonyad kala viplutam. Regarding Ambrish Maharaj, Lord Vishnu tells Durvasa, you foolish person, simply pressing your nose and standing on your head. You Durvasa, you don't understand the nature of my devotees. They have left everything, nothing has any value to them if it's not related to me. And any worthless thing has tremendous value if it is related to me and can be used in my service. There is a story of, in Ramayana, Hanumanji. After our Lord Ramchandra was giving Vidai to everyone after his coronation, thank you, all of you for coming and helping me and all that. Everyone was leaving and he was giving some gifts. So then Hanumanji came. What can be given to him? So Sita ji looked at her, Sri Ram, and Ram said, they had such deep understanding. They could communicate only through their eyes. When there is love, there is no need for speaking too much. When there is no love, you have to clarify everything. So Sita ji looked and Ram said, and she took out her dearmost garland of necklaces, a necklace of pearls, very valuable pearls, which Ram had given to her, and which was her life and soul. She just picked it up, she took it off and gave it to Hanumanji. This is the story of Valmiki Ramas. But some kathakars like me, to keep audience awake like you, they add some nice, sweet, loving, purports to it. So it is said, that Hanumanji broke that necklace, pulled out all the pearls, and he took one and threw it. Break it, threw it. She was shocked. She did not believe it. What are you doing? And he was throwing my heart, my most valuable thing I give you. This is how you deal with it. And people give you a gift. It's not about the gift, it's the emotion behind the gift. How you treat that gift is how you treat that person. Dadati. And then you come and see it's thrown in the dustbin. हाँ ऐसा प्रेम करते हो मुझे कचरे में डाल दिया. So Sitaji was upset. What's this? And Hanumanji spoke a profound statement. Mate, I'm simply seeing whether Ram is here. If in these diamonds and these costly pearls, if I don't see Ram, it's like stone and pebbles for me. But if stones and pebbles can be used in the service of Lord Ram, they are more valuable to me than diamond and pearls. This is the heart of a devotee. Matsevaya pratitante. They are completely satisfied. Salokya adi chatushtayam. You say, you want this? Mukti, even all kinds of 4 types of muktis. Insignificant. Why? Na icchanti. Why? Sevaya purna. And what kind of a seva is this? This is haituki apratihata. Yajatma suprasidati. They're completely satisfied. At the same time, they are never satisfied. Achintya bhedave. They are fully satisfied with respect to, in comparison with anything of this world. But they are never satisfied because the nature of love is ever expanding. The nature of anything about Krishna, like Krishna, the absolute truth, is ever expanding. So they are never satisfied. They want more and more and more, and still they feel they have less and less and less with regard to devotional service. Until and unless we find that, at least bhakti rasa amrita sindhu, if he can find at least a bindu of that sindhu, the ocean, a drop of that ocean. Actually, one drop is enough to drown us completely. Ananda ambudhi vardhanam pratipadam purna amrita aswanam sarvatma snapanam. Snapanam means taking bath. It's completely satisfying, bliss, and still there is dissatisfaction, a very healthy dissatisfaction. And that is what we must strive for. Otherwise, we will not sustain in devotional service. And this devotion, the taste of devotional service, is so sweet. It is so sweet and so exalted that even God wants to give up his godhood to become a servant and experience that taste. Even Mahavishnu as Advaita Acharya, Chaitanya Radas Mui Chaitanya Radas, Chaitanya Radas Mui Tardas Erdas. Even he says, can you imagine if you were to be God? Who doesn't want to be God? Tell me factually. You can't do this, obviously, in this assembly after this talk. सच में God भगवान बनना चाहता है. But our activities prove otherwise. Who doesn't want to be the controller? Who doesn't want to be a proprietor? Who doesn't want to be an enjoyer? So even though we give up materialistic relationships, things, attachment to things and situations, and come here intellectually convinced that there is no substance here, there is real substance here, heart is still there. And we bring all those conditionings of how to subtly control, exploit, and be the enjoyer in devotional service. Until that, as Lord Chaitanya did the Gundicha margin, the gross thing is very easy to give up. The gross thing is easy to give up relatively. No meditating, chhod diya kab ka. No intoxication. From my birth, I have never tasted it. I am a pure Brahmana. You see? Iyengar family. So, meditating, intoxication is that itself becomes an intoxication. Janma Aishwarya Shuta Sridhir Edhamana Madah Kumar. Such an intoxication. And unfortunately, these things in devotional service, which are like weeds, seem to us, if you are not properly guided and if you are not cautious, to be like Bhakti Lata Creeper. And this is why we need scrutinizing study of scriptures, deeper relationships with like-minded, sincere, pure-hearted devotees, and some senior devotees whom we can look up to, in whom we have faith, trust, and confidence, as being our true well-wishers, expert in guiding us as per the scriptures. That's an opulence. And Srila Prabhupada created a society so that this philosophy that he has presented, Nirvishesha, Shunyavadi, Paschatya Desha Tarire, not Paschatya, it is all over Desha. At that time, it was predominantly there. These are the greatest enemy to personal relationship. Nirvishesha, Shunyavadi. In addition to all kind of karma, dhyana karma, anavritam. So impersonalism is such a dreaded enemy of bhakti and voidism. It's a philosophy of frustration. Three kinds of attachment to this world is described in the Bhagavad Gita. Right? Immediately after this. What are that three things? Vitaraga bhaya krodha manmaya mamupashita bhavo jnanavasa puta mad bhava. Bhava, if you want to achieve bhava, there are three obstacles to bhava. Vita, you should throw it out the window. What is that? Raga. Raga means attachment. Still hoping there is some juice here. That's the karmis. They're not convinced. No, hai upar hai, aur abhi ye bhi to acha hai yaar. Even this is good. Ye thoda, wo thoda. Ek pair udhar, ek pair idhar. So vita, raga, give up that. Be convinced. Nothing. This is dukkhalayam shashvatam. This is Maya. Amazing. She covers it in such an, attractive package. And especially Kali Yuga. It's a package industry. No essence. There is no substance. but only beautiful package promising you so many things. And then there is bhaya, fear. At least I'm enjoying something, but where will I go into the unknown? Nirguna, nirakara, nirvishesha. So there is fear. Some people are too attached to this world to take up Krishna consciousness. Some are too fearful to take up because at least there is some enjoyment here and there is some, because they are told there is no relationship there in the spiritual world because everything is one, everything is void, everything is impersonal. So their heart is, of course, disgusted and frustrated with relationships. But there is fear of going there because there is no relationship there. Because everything is one. So some relationship is better than no relationship. If you want an ice cream, you got a nice ice cream and then you go to the Chopati beach. And you're about to eat and that ice cream falls on the sand. Now you can't brush off the sand, it's stuck inside. There is a deep desire to lick the ice cream. And every time you touch the tongue touches, it brings that scraping thing of that sand. And somebody says, throw the ice cream. Throw the ice cream. You don't have to tell me, I know. But some ice cream is better than no ice cream. And that's why he screams. Ice cream. Because there is no ice cream. But the fact is, when we have a higher taste, param drishtva vartate, then it is easy. So therefore, raga, bhaya and krodha. Krodha is when we concoct our own conceptions and try this and try that and try that. So out of disgust and frustration, having tried everything, you get intoxicated. And in that intoxicated state, you see something. I saw light. What an experience. There was one person who came to our temple. He attended the Gita course. He purchased all the books. CC, Bhagavatam, Gita, all small books, everything. Finished it in 4 or 5 months. And then he came and told me, Bhagavad Gita is extremely good. Sure. It is 80% substantial. What about the 20%? No, 20%. 80% it matches with my philosophy. And what is your philosophy? He had his own philosophy because Gita matches 80%. Good book. And then he was explaining what is his understanding of self-realization. He said, 3 times I got self-realization. Yeah? If you become self-realized, you self-realized. 3 times. I said, one sample. He said, one time I went to Mahabaleshwar. Mahabaleshwar is like a retreat, hilly kind of a resort near Mumbai. I went to Mahabaleshwar. We had a nice party. I took extra drinks. But then I went, I'll go to sleep. I slept. Then I got up. In the middle of the night, 2 a.m. I got up just to relieve myself. Because too much drink here. So therefore he had to relieve himself. So he went to the washroom to urinate. And then while turning, he slipped and fell. When I fell, I became self-realized. You may be laughing. He was extremely serious. Self-realization. And then I read Prabhupada's purport to this Moghasha, what is that? Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha, 4.10? 4.10, I think. Vitaraga Bhaya. Janma Karmaja, immediately after this. Vitaragam Krodha. And that in that Krodha, he says, people did all kinds of philosophy, and out of frustrated, they hallucinate, and in that hallucination, they think they are exactly. He was like a purport to this purport. Really, I said, wow. You know, and Krishna told it 5,000 years ago. And he spoke it to sun god 40 millions of years ago. So this phenomena is also Nitya Leela. Drinking, falling, becoming self-realized for a few seconds. So these are the dreaded enemies of these. We may sit on the Vyasasana and criticize impersonalism, criticize voidism, criticize materialism, but subtly all of us have that. All of us have that. Until and unless someone helps us see it. In fact, we may see it as part of the Bhakti Lata Bij, and we may be watering it in our ignorance. But somebody has to say, hey, this is not the main shakha. This is Upashakha. This is a weed. And it must be plucked out. Must be removed. So Advaitacharya is telling Chaitanya Das, even Krishna, he's amazed. What is it that Srimati Radharani experiences that even I kind of fade away? I want to taste that. He comes as a devotee. And when he tastes, he goes mad. And whenever the Lord comes, his most intimate servant, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, a good servant is one who knows the mood of the master and perfectly acts in accordance with the mood of the master. You know, as they say in Hindi, Baap ser to beta sawa ser. You heard this? Yeah? Baap ser to beta sawa ser. So the servant is Malik ser to sevak sawa ser. If the Lord has come in a munificent, when you get intoxicated with devotional service, you cannot but feel like distributing. You cannot keep quiet without sharing, because you also know the more you share, the more it grows. They just can't stop themselves. So because Lord Chaitanya has come to distribute, Nityananda Prabhu goes extra few steps. When he saw Jagai and Madhai, he was thinking like a real servant, first-class servant, knowing exactly what will please the master, but never going beyond the boundary to bring disrepute or bad reputation to the master. He will never do something which will bring ill repute to the master. But within that, he will do bigger than the master by the mercy of the master. So Nityananda was thinking, wow, the more he heard about how fallen Jagai and Madhai were, the more he was thinking, wow, my Lord, he has descended in this world, but he is hiding himself. He is not revealing his glory. I will reveal his glory. If these two rascals, if they become devotees, then people will say, Dhamm hai yaar, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ke andolan hai. Us dhamm hai isme. And he was thinking, I have to do something to this. I will go to any extent to give them Krishna consciousness. Any extent. Jare deke tare kohe, dante trinadhari. Whomever he saw, dante trinadhari. Amare kiniyalo, please buy me. And who is Nityananda? Akrodha Paramananda Nityananda Rai. Abhimana Shunya Nitai Nagare Vidai. He is bliss personified. Ha ha Prabhu Nitya. Why is Nitya Ananda? Because he's 24 hours. He has no existence other than service to the Lord. That is his life and soul. Therefore, is Nitya Ananda. Ha ha Prabhu Nitya Ananda. Premananda Sukhi. Premananda. This is the Ananda of Prema. That's the bliss. That's the joy. That's the happiness. Kripavalo. Just avalokana. You just glance upon me. His glance is his heart's energy flowing through his eyes. When a rich man glances with a compassionate to a poor man, all his problems are solved. Because he's a billionaire, multi-billionaire, and he says, poor fellow, something has to be done. He glances. Glances meaning what? Who will see anyone else? But he again glances. Something has to be done. When he wills, he willed, and the whole creation came about. Sankarshana, Karadotva, Garbhodashai, Kshirodashai. He simply wants to please the Lord, his master, by sharing the glory of the master and the benefits of what master has to offer with the other people. And not only that, to what extent he's ready to go. He just rolls down. Bhume gadi jai. Bhume gadi jai. He just, and sonara parvata jeno dhulate lota. Ato boli Nityananda bhume gadi jai. If somebody would accept, pious people will say, oh, come. Yeah, what do you want? Yeah, we will accept. Come, you want to have something? No, don't give us anything. We don't need food. We don't need donation. Just chant Gaura. Gauru bole nitai den sakala sama. We just chant the name of God. And when they saw this, Jagai Mada, they said, if these two people take it, how much glory. The servant doesn't want his glory. He wants the glory of the Lord. When the people glorify his master, he receives more pleasure. Srila Prabhupada, his movement is known as, in India, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. And in the West, the Krishnas, the Hare Krishnas. Nobody knows who's the founder. But the Lord now wants to glorify him. So, mera bahut ho gaya, tera bhi chahiye. Now people are hearing. But when he came, he wanted. It was once in Kumbh Mela. So in Kumbh Mela, the disciples of Prabhupada saw that these big Mahamandaleshwars, they would be riding on elephant, and all his followers would be coming and they'll be going like that. So one of the disciples said, Prabhupada, next time we will have another elephant, put you on there. Prabhupada immediately said, no. We'll put the Lord on there, Radha Madhav on that elephant, and we will all walk together glorifying him. This is the difference between an impersonal school, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, from Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya. Yes, Guru Brahma, Guru Devo Maheshwara, yes, Sakshad Haritve, one must see him as a pure, transparent representative. In that sense, yes, but not in a sense of becoming one. Because the fact is, they don't believe in the existence of Krishna. They don't believe that he's a person. They don't believe he has Rupa, Guna, Leela, Dham, nothing. It's all Maya. So, Srila Prabhupada, he came specifically, therefore he was a little strong. Nirvishesha, Shunyavadi. This particular part of his pranam mantra, he himself created. The second part of his Mahamantra. he revealed his purpose of his, coming, taking up this responsibility. Namaste Saraswati Dev. I am a servant of. The farther you are from Krishna, in the mood of being the servant of the servant of the servant, Gopi Bhartur Padakavalayo Das 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 Anudas, or as Sri Vaishnava Acharya Mukundamala says, Kulshekar says, Tvadbhritya Bhritya Paricharaka Bhritya Bhritya Se Bhritya Iti Maam Smaralokanath. Very easy to say, very nicely, rhyming words. But all of us want to be closest to Krishna, even in devotional service. Prabhuji, राधा रानी के बाद कोई वैकेंसी है क्या आसपास में थोड़ा? I want to become Yashoda Mai. But I'm in Vatsalya. Can I become Subal? मेरी प्रबल इच्छा है कि मैं सुबल बन जाऊं. Nobody. Radhe Radhe Sham Mila De. This is the thing they really don't understand. We are Gopi Vartur Padakam. Sri Rupa Manjari Pada Saying Vara Sampada. Bhaktivedanta is talking to say. Just before departing, he asked his disciples to sing this. Sri Rupa Manjari Pada Saying Vara Sampada. Saying Vara Jivana. Saying Vara Pujan. Saying Vara Prananidhi. That's my all in all. And the amazing part of devotional service is, the farther you are in the mood of serving of the servant, the more millions of times you experience joy further. And having tasted a drop of that pleasure, that satisfaction, how fulfilling is it? And how insignificant are the other things? If still we are finding dissatisfaction in our heart or something in this world more significant, we have a long way to go. We really don't know. We haven't appreciated. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Daya Koroh Vichar. Vichar Korile Chitte Pave Chamatkar. Nityananda took a wow. He said, today these two rascals, they are intoxicated and madly dancing on the roadside. Very soon, if they, in the same way, they get intoxicated by love of God, then it will be proved that I am Nityananda. I am the servant of Lord Chaitanya. Same mood as Advaita Acharya saying, until I don't bring down Krishna to deliver all these fallen souls, my name Advaita is useless. Or as Srila Prabhupada says, Bhakti nahi Veda nahi name khub daro, Bhakti Vedanta naam ebe sarthaka karo. Bhakti, which is the essence of Vedanta. If I don't give, what is the use of my name Bhakti Vedanta that my Guru Maharaj has given? So this is the mood. Daivo dvije paraduratya yavaitarajna. Tadviryagayana mahamrata magnu chittai. Shochetato vimukachetasa indriyatha. Maya sukhaya bharamodvahato. Same is the mood of our whole sampradaya. What is this beautiful prayer Prahlad Maharaj is saying? Na eva udvije. Udvigna means becoming agitated by anxiety, fear, and other material emotions of the heart. That's what he told his father. Sada samudvigna dhyam asadgraha. My dear father, I really love you. Therefore, I'm telling you the truth. Sada, O Asuravarya, best of the Asuras. We may not like it, but he liked that title. So he spoke, oh, best of the Asuras. Then his heart opened. Then he could put the injection. Oh, best of the Asuras. Yes, my dear child. You're fool number one. Oh, it's already gone inside. It's too late. He had opened his heart. So, Asuravarya, Sada Samudvigna Dhyam, you're so much in anxiety, so much fearful, in spite of controlling all the demigods and the whole universe. Because asadgraha, you're catching out of something temporary and squeezing and chewing and chewing and chewing the chewed. There's no juice there, my dear father. The real rasa is Rasaraj. The real Rasavihari, Akhila Rasamrita Murti is here. All the emotions of the heart. You can go there. So na eva udvije. I am not at all in anxiety about myself. Why? Para duratyaya vaitaranya. Even though I am here, mama maya duratyaya. Even though I am here, I have no anxiety about myself. Actually, I have no fear. Then, but I am extremely in anxiety. The amazing part of the devotees, one of their eyes is having tears which are cold, and one eye brings tears which are hot. Did you know that? If you really want to be a Vaishnava, you want to prove, next time you cry, test this here, cold air, hot air. Prabhupada says, when there are tears of joy, it is cold. Tears are cold. And when you have tears of sadness, it is hot. You know why? Because the tears are overflowing of the emotions of the heart. When emotions overflow, tanki overflow hota tabhi pani aata hai. When tank overflows, then water falls. So when the heart's tank overflows, the eyes are windows of the heart. If you want to know somebody's heart, look at his eyes. Therefore, the politicians wear thick glasses. Their hypocrisy can be easily seen. So when your heart is overflowing with joy, tears are cold. And when the heart is hot and anxiety and fear-filled, then the tear sadness, that is hot. So the devotees, when they are in the association of devotees, they are enjoying. And their tears are flowing. But the nature of spiritual happiness, there are two types of happiness: material happiness, spiritual happiness. Spiritual happiness makes the heart soft. And a soft heart cries for the sufferings of others. Material happiness makes the heart hard. And it becomes so self-centered. I'll cut the throat of another living entity just to give my tongue some satisfaction. Height of envy, height of hard-heartedness. So, Advaita Acharya and others were, when they were with Srivas, they were enjoying. But at the same time, when they saw the status of Navadvip, their heart was painful. So in this prayer of Prahlad, the first thing is he's telling, I have no anxiety. Because Paradura Vaitaranya, Twadvirya Gayana Maha Amrita Magna Chitte. My heart is absorbed in the name, form, qualities, pastimes, and the abode of the Lord. I have no concern for myself. But Shoche Tato, in the same verse, he's telling hot tears. Shoche, I have deep lamentation. Vimukha Chetasa, who have turned away Indriyartha for paltry sense gratification. Maya Sukhaya. And for this illusory kind of happiness, Bharam Udvahato, they are carrying big burden. When you take responsibilities, responsibilities means burden. Burden means weight, and weight means heavy. So they have so many other responsibilities, which they have taken, thinking that very important these are. I have no time for that. Bharam Udvahato, and they are carrying huge burden they are carrying. Vimudha, completely bewildered, befooled by Maya. So, we should be very grateful to Srila Prabhupada, who so mercifully, while sitting in Vrindavan, he was crying for the sufferings while he was enjoying sitting in Bhajan Kutir in Radha Damodar, blissful, absorbed in Krishna consciousness, and at the same time, with another ear, with another eye, he was, and therefore he also took a responsibility. He also took a burden of an international society. But that is a burden of love. There is a burden of the beast, and there is a burden of love, as Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains. For a rich man, big profits, sacks and sack load of wealth. If you tell that rich man, आपको बहुत भारी लगता होगा, मैं थोड़ा ले लूं, ये बहुत अच्छा लगता है. The bigger the sacks of money on my back, I can dance along with all of these things. So, as that is light, makes him feel light. Similarly, the burden of love. This is love. All the inconvenience, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, the inconvenience that I undergo in the service to my Lord are actually an expression of that love. So, he has given us that opportunity, Srila Prabhupada, and now it is our turn as a relay race. He has handed us the baton. So, first of all, we should read and first of all understand what's the wealth. Samarpaitum unnata ujjala rasam subhakti shriyam. What is it? Lord Chaitanya's gift. What has he come to give us? What has Srila Prabhupada given us? And after understanding, sincerely to the best of our ability, apply it in our lives to actually take advantage of the gift. And once we really apply it and take full advantage of the gift, we cannot but feel dissatisfaction if you don't distribute it. And also there is Swartha and Paramartha. The Swartha is your bliss increases, and the Paramartha is you will be glorified also. Prabhuji, without you, I wouldn't have come to Krishna. This is the biggest illusion. No, you have become, Krishna has used us as an instrument. We are grateful, that's all. Prabhupada said, Nachao, Nachao, Prabhu. Nimitta matra bhavasa. You just become an instrument. And as soon as someone glorifies, we feel nice. Our Lord is being glorified. And thank you, Lord, for using me as an instrument to actually bring more and more people at your lotus feet. So then, that's a very safe position. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So it's already 20 minutes past my regular time. Can we take a 2 questions? 2 questions, just 2.
Thank you.
Could we speak in a mic so that everyone can hear? Otherwise, I have a colleague memory, I can't repeat the question.
Thank you for the explanation of the gift that we have brought. My question is that the experiences that we have been carried over from the previous material life, it's very strong and deep. So how the experiences of emotional that we get in bhakti to preserve and keep it increasing and not allow the material enjoyment experience take over the experience of bhakti that comes.
For both, there is only one answer. Whether it is how to remove those and to retain and expand on the positive emotions. Nana Shastra Vicharane Kanipanam Sadharma Samstapako. Therefore, the six Goswamis, the original GBC of Lord Chaitanya. Even Lord Chaitanya had his GBC. Sadharma Samstapakacharya. He founded and he told his establish temples, print books, be good examples, and preach his message. Shri Gauranga Guna Anuvarana Vidhau Shraddha Samruddhyan Vitau Papo Tapa Nikrantano Tanubhritam Govinda Ganamrite Anandam Buddhi Vardhanai Kanipunau Kaivalya Nistarakau Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau. So Sri Gauranga Guna Anuvarana Vidhau, they are expert at glorifying Lord Chaitanya's name, form, qualities, his teachings, his glories. They were empowered by him to actually do this. They were blessed by him to do this. Shraddha Samruddhyan Vitau. Shraddha is the seed of the fruit called prema. Adau Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, keep on watering and Ruchi Bhav, praying, the fruit. Right? So Shraddha Samruddhyan Vitau. They have sown the seed to intellectually be convinced, first of all, but mere intellectual conviction will not sustain devotion. You have to put your heart into what you are doing. So really what it means is, we should start thinking why we are doing what we are doing and never allow our bhakti activities, all the Navada bhakti activities, Shravanam, Kirtanam, to become a mundane, ritualistic, mechanical activity. We should put our heart into what we are doing, whatever we are doing, whenever, whatever, and the only Sonushthitasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritosha. Whatever am I, will it please Krishna? Will it please Krishna? Will it please Guru? Will it please Vaishnavas? If this is our only question, Manasa, through every thought, through every word, through every action, just think, how will this please Krishna? I don't care what my mind feels. I don't care what my senses feel. I don't care what my ego says. Very easy to say, but difficult to reject it. But if this is what pleases, I do the needful. And in that, Krishna reciprocates and fills our heart. Rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtvan vartate. He'll give taste. Because the nature of Krishna conscious activity they are full of knowledge, eternal bliss. Swalpamapyasya dharmas. So basic, very simple thing. There is in the material world, whatever we do, it becomes mundane, materialist. It becomes mechanical. Afterwards, the heart is somewhere, but the process is going on. The physical activity is going on. So it can happen with every one of our activity of devotional also. Just we have to come for the Mangalarati. Bol diya hai Guruji ne. Initially, sadhana bhakti means we do things because Guru has told us, and Shiksha or Diksha Guru, and scriptures are telling us. But we have to come to a platform where there is taste in what we do. Then spontaneous is too far away. May not be Raga Bhakti, but Raga Anuga. Tannama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtananu Anusmrityo Kramena Rasana Manasi Niyojya Tishtan Braje Tadanurag Jananugami Kalam Naid Akhilam Iti Upadeshasara. All the essence of instruction. Instructions are basically two types: do's and don'ts. Vidhi Nishedha. Do this, do in this particular fashion, do in particular this way. When, what, how. What not to do, when, what, and how. So, Tannama, Rupa, Charitadi, Sukirtana. Sukirtana means in a very nice way. Anusmrityo. Ultimately, smartavya satatam Vishnur vismartavyo na jatuche. The purpose of all vidhi and nishedha is, are you remembering Krishna? And the purpose of all don'ts is, are you forgetting Krishna? And what does remembering Krishna means? Is it pleasing to Krishna? That's a good servant. He's only thinking, what will please my master? What will bring him faith? What will bring him glory? So I shouldn't do anything which will not be otherwise. So, smrityo, kramena, rasana, kramena. Why that word kramena? Because it can't happen overnight. It's very artificial to try to. You won't find Sahajiyas in any other sampradaya. In Srirangam, you don't find nothing. Only in Gaudiya. When to nursery people, PhD thing is suddenly given. Everyone wants to go to PhD without qualifying. Because we know too much. But we don't have too much. So it takes time. So therefore, utsaha, nishchaya, but dhairya. Have patience. Don't become restless. That's the nature of the mind. Influenced by the false ego. Quick, quick, quick. Are he's going away. He's running farther. You can't run. Okay. You know, I don't know here, but in when you have 10,000 meter race, 8,000, the stadium has only 400 meters. So first round, they make you stand in different places. After one round, everyone is saying, so somebody is going in the 8th round and you may be going farther, but you are in the 4th round. You know, he may be thinking, I'm here, but you are there, but it is still 4th, he's in the 8th round. You know, we don't understand. Who is who knows? So we can't understand like that. So we don't need to compare with anyone else. We compare with what we were yesterday than what somebody else is today. You know, we have to understand. I take inspiration wherever I see, and I close my eyes to anything that discourages us. Because there is whole material world is created to discourage us and distract us. But I will look only. I only will see anukulyasya sankalpo pratikulyasya varjana. Anything that is favorable, I will pursue it. And interestingly, when you put your attention, your aim is clear, then any other thing fades away. It's a scientific research done. A scientist did a research. What he did was, he showed a video to some group of people. He showed a video of 3 people in white t-shirt, 3 people in black t-shirt, passing balls, and basketball type. So throwing the ball here and there. The first time they saw, and before seeing, he told them, you see, these are 3 and this is. I want you to see this 5-minute video and tell me whether how many times the ball passed from one hand to the other. That was the instruction. And so this fellow said, steady, on your mark, get set. 50. Good, very good, very good. Okay, after that he said, all right, what all did you see? Did you see the gorilla? Gorilla? How do you see the gorilla? Hey, did you see somebody coming as a gorilla? Oh. Then he showed him again. In between, when the thing was going on, one fellow dressed like a gorilla came and shouted like a gorilla, and then did the dancing and went right in the center of these people. This fellow had not at all noticed because he was focused on 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want to miss the pass. Itne baar idhar se udhar gaya ball. So the conclusion was, our cornea of the eyes it can fix only on it's called fovea, F-O-V-E-A. It can focus only on, suppose I want to see Prabhupada there. All of this is visible, but all this, if I say how many lights are here, these small lights here, ये panel में कितने light है? 1, 2, 3, 4. At that time, somebody comes and goes. Your dear friend comes and goes. You don't bother if you're focused, because whenever the eye focuses, everything goes into fades away. It's there. It's in the vision, but it's not, because your aim is clear. What you want to see. So when we decide what we want to see, what our goal is, other things, even though very attractive and tempting, will fade away. But if you don't have a goal, ये भी अच्छा है, वो भी अच्छा है, ये कितना है, ये कितना है, everything will be. And so therefore, vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunna. That is needed. We need to do that. And put heart into what you're doing. That's it. Emotion. Imagine. Actually, the day I read this book, and then he said, do you believe? Arati karena Brahma adi devagane. When the curtain opens and Gaur Arati happens, whether you understand or not, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, everyone comes to see Gaur Arati. And he said, after Mangalarti, what is that? Yes, Argya, we just, can you imagine if that touches, you should be eagerly waiting. When will that drop at least? And the drop touches. Oh, this has touched my Krishna. It is offered to Krishna. He is realistic. The heart fills with emotion. Otherwise, why does he put? He doesn't understand cold season and it is. You should be sensitive. You should put a little warm water. Then you put a little more extra. Serves as some freshener. So there is a tendency we may become dull, mechanical, So once Prabhupada was asked, how many pure devotees are there? He said, how many devotees are there? So many pure devotees. Potentially pure devotees, if you stick on. So the point is, we have just to go on. Utsaha, nishaya, dhaya, tat karma. Some utsaha means that enthusiasm, and that comes when you are focused and you know you're moving towards the goal. So doing it with full consciousness of the head and full feelings of the heart. Sometimes I always see new devotees who come to the temple, and the darshan opens. And I looking at them, why I don't feel? 35 years ago, even I used to look like that. What happened to me? Where is that excitement gone? Even if you don't feel enthusiastic, act enthusiastic. Learn from every time I travel by flight, I learn from the air hostesses. Even if they don't care about that fellow in front of them, how nicely, gracefully they act. Good morning, sir. Happy day, sir. Have a nice time. You tell this to your husband every day? Even if some fellow spills some hot coffee, it's all right, sir, don't mind. Why may they paid for it? So if they are paid, they do something they don't like, but they do it nevertheless. If such a treasure is waiting for us, why not act enthusiastic? You don't feel like, Krishna, you're so great. I want to be one day like this. बेटा इतना उछल कूद रहा है, थोड़ा डालो यार, थोड़ा पंप करो उसको, इतना नहीं तो वो glance upon him. Yeah. We used to have this He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I don't know, you don't know, none of expression I see on your face. So when I was in the college, we had this serial called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So that fellow is a simple fellow, and he has a tiger which is like a dog. And there is a sword, the sword of grace God. And then suddenly he says, by the power of praise. So suddenly current comes. And then he takes the sword and touches that. That fellow is running away. No, I can't fight there. That's like Arjuna in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. No. Throws that Gandiva, I won't fight. And suddenly he becomes full speed. And then they conquer the whole universe. So that is Nityananda. Actually, it's a fact. Nityananda Prabhu, when he was sent from go to Bengal and preach because I can't go, you go, he would touch some children. Those children would roar like lion and would play for 3 months without sleeping, eating, and getting tired and going home also. And one child would pick up a tree. He would pick up and they would climb on and stand on the tip of the branch without falling because they had become spiritualized. Amen. So he will do that. That's exactly what Prabhupada did. Nachao, Prabhu, nachao, se mate. You just put the right words in my mouth that they may get your message. You make me an instrument. Krishna is such a wonderful player. He can take the worst instrument and play the best music. What's the difficulty? Prabhupada's favorite word. What's the difficulty for Krishna? I hope that answers your question. I don't know. I just spoke my heart. Yeah. Just go.
You were telling about the Passover. You said that you were not able to find Radha in the early days. So what does it mean? The most clear early days of policy that someone is not able to find Radha in that. Does it mean it is material? What does it imply? What does it imply?
An example is like a rubber band. If you stretch it too much, it will break. You take the spirit of that example. If someone gives you a nice garland of someone, don't start plucking it. Krishna helping it. The idea is that his focus is to love. The nature of love is to serve with a desire to please. So, Manasa, Deha, Geho, Jo Kichu Mor, Arpino Tuva Pade Nanda Kishore. So, something may be very generally, a pearl necklace is very, once you put it, you feel nice, na? Even it may not be, you want it. But this particular example is to emphasize that it is not about whether my mind likes it or the value system of this world makes it look costly. I don't care. My value system is judged of anything, of any relation, of any situation. Will this be favorable as a loving devotee to serve with a desire to please Krishna? If it does, even I hate you, but I will serve you. This is Radharani's mode. If Chandravali can please Krishna more, I will become her maid servant. I will become her maid servant. I will serve her so that she can directly serve Krishna. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives this purport in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antilila, 20th chapter, Shikshashtakam prayers, Ashli Shiva Padartam Pinashumam purport. So there was this chaste lady who had a husband who was a Kushtarogi, what do you call it? Leper. with all, active leprosy flowing and fingers all melting away. And this fellow got attached to a prostitute who was extremely costly prostitute, Lakshahira. And shamelessly, this fellow told his wife, I'm too attached to her. Can you facilitate our meeting? And this is Lord Chaitanya is giving an example. So she would go every night to that prostitute's house and clean up her house compound and put, cover thing, lap. She makes it very clean and every day for many days. And this prostitute, who comes and does this? My garden is so clean. And one day she wakes up late at night and sees that there is this shadowy figure doing, she catches her. So who is you? And then she says that she's a Brahmani lady, very distinguished, lady, a poor lady. So why are you doing this? I'm such a low caste person. What are you doing this for me? She says, I want just one favor. I say, any favor you tell. My husband is wants to associate with you. Okay. But he's a big leper. Okay, what it is. If you can do so much, I just want to do. She puts him on a basket because he can't even walk properly. And she's walking to the prostitute's house as the sun is setting. And on the way, there is this Mandukya Muni who has been punished by inserting a lance, spear through his anus, and he's standing on that. Because mistakenly they thought he was also a thief. A band of thieves were caught and the king ordered that let them all be put to death. They pierce through the anus and that comes out through the head and they